In 2022, the media began reporting on the Great Resignation. Clergy were claimed to be resigning en masse, and no one really knew why. Worse, the desire to resign their post or leave ministry altogether rose from 29% in 2021 to over 50% by December 2023. 90% of clergy reported working 55 to 75 hours a week with few breaks. Studies emerged citing a variety of causes, the most significant being immense stress, lonely and isolated, current political divisions, and the ministry impact on family. One thing that was not mentioned was the pandemic. If I were to ask you who experiences PTSD the most out of all of our industries, you might think the military or the police. But studies are now showing that clergy are experiencing PTSD symptoms at rates higher than the rest. Worse, studies are reflecting greater impact of trauma in populations of color. Black male clergy are shown to enter seminary with preconceived notions from both themselves and the institutions which they attend, and in many cases will serve. The rates of trauma entering seminary are exceedingly high in comparison to their white counterparts. And these numbers are attributed to a variety of social failures that impact Black male clergy across the board. And that doesn't begin to cover the trauma of our Black female clergy, never mind the stressors that they will endure as they make $9,000 to $12,000 less than their counterparts if they find placement at all. In fact, women make up less than 10% of all clergy, but Black women are the largest growing group of clergy in the United States. According to the State of Clergy Women in the United States, more than 58% of Black clergy are bivocational, and 66% of Black female clergy are not offered positions after graduation, compared to 32% of their white males. A conference last year at Princeton Theological focused on API trauma and spirituality, and they looked at the inherited traumas people of their community carried, coupled with the issues of dignity and faith that prevent people from getting help. And we've not begun to discuss the challenges of Hispanic and Latin clergy experience, never mind those within the LGBTQIA plus communities. Clergy stress is unique in its form and its intensity, and it's not just the ordinary stress many of us experience in our professional lives. It's compounded by the emotional and spiritual weight that clergy carry as we serve our communities. There's several key factors that contribute to clergy stress, and they include emotional and spiritual demands, financial strains, isolation and loneliness, congregational expectations, criticism, and toxicity, and a world aflame moving from relative peace to conflict. Clergy stress is an undeniable reality in the lives of many ministers. Left unaddressed, it leads to burnout, mental health struggles, and an erosion of the very ministry they're called to carry out. We have a unique opportunity and responsibility to prepare clergy not only for the intellectual and spiritual demands of ministry, but also for the emotional and physical demands. By teaching clergy how to manage stress, set boundaries and margins, and prioritize self-care, we can ensure that they're able to lead their communities with strength, grace, and long-term sustainability. Clergy well-being is not a luxury. It's a necessity for healthy and thriving communities and houses of faith. The Parsonage Project is committed to providing radical rest in safe environments to help heal clergy and burnout, upskilling opportunities to fill knowledge gaps that cause stress, engage in research and advocacy. Further, we support clergy who are supporting communities in crisis, building bridges in communities struggling with hate, and tackling issues beyond typical clergy education. If you're experiencing clergy stress, know that you are not alone. And please remember to take time to care for yourself.